It's Tuesday, and I'm a little late than I used to be, but here I am now. Before that, I will give you like a warm up. Uptown Girl. I don't have the right of this song, but I like to play a little bit. Woo! Oh, okay. Uptown girl that looking for a downtown man. Anyway, for those of you who catch me for the first time, my name is Enjoy. And I'm doing this for over a year now, trying my best to show up every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this year, and Thursday as well, and anytime. I love doing this. I love to share all my experience because I believe experiences, they are not coincidence. They are, it happens for a reason to give us, you know, learning and to build us up and to enlighten. It could be you have a different situation, different story, but we have the same what is this? The same perspective that we can share, how you get out from this, how you tackle with your situation. So this is my reason why. And by the way, I'm streaming live using Restream. And until now, I don't know how, if you are going to chat with me, I don't know how to let you, because I wanted to share, to read your name when you give me a comment, but until now, I still have to learn how to do it. But anyway, my title, my message today is about what makes wife frustrated. Like, I am a wife, and if you're watching a wife, then you will relate this. Okay. Of course, there's many things. If you could say, "Oh, frustrated wife," when I shared frustrated mom, there's also frustrated wife, and this is a real thing I'm going to share with you because I don't know about you, but before I meet my husband, I have already an ideal man that I would like to marry. And I don't know, as a Filipina, we are so commonly have this ideal man, tall, dark, and handsome. Tall, dark, and handsome. And I was telling myself, I'm going to marry the tall, dark, and handsome when I reached 25 years old. But of course, I got married 31 years old. Anyway, so we already have that. So before I'm going to continue with my story, so I just want to mention things, common things, universal things that makes us as why frustrated. Number one is your time, your work. I mean, your husband work. If your husband, of course, you're working, and that's important because we need earning to bring us food on the table, especially if we have children. And that's very important. But if it's more on working and your husband is less time with you, that keeps us frustrating, right? It's like irritates us. It's just like we don't, he, we are not visible anymore to him. And then number two, it's yeah, financial, it's one of the major reason why a lot of people, why a lot of marriages divorcing, why there's a lot of divorce right now. It's financial. And especially when only the husband is working and the wife is not. So as a wife, we depend everything to what we need to our husband. And it's so frustrating when we ask our husband about this and that, and your husband would say no, right? That's frustrating. And also, Family issues includes with in-laws, relatives, both sides. And of course, you have to tackle with that. You have to bend. It's just like you have to accept and understand the things that's how it is. But it's also frustrating, right? How I wish we could only have a husband who's no in a way. And then of course the upbringing, especially if you are married with a cross cultural, just like me. I am a Filipina and married to a Norwegian, and our culture and so different. His upbringing and my upbringing are completely opposite, and so we actually clench in how to raise our children, how to discipline our children. So until now we are working on it, and we are trying and do our best to meet our ends in the middle. Not I want all my way, not he wants all our ways. It's a process. And then a social circle, that's also kind of frustrating. When you want to go out, but you seems and you feel that every burdens and all the things, the demands that you have in your family, in your husband, and everything is upon you, and you will say, oh, I can't go out because of this, and it's frustrating, right? It is so frustrating, and these are the things that makes us frustrate. But however, I choose to share what frustrate me early on my marriage with my husband. As I said, this is what I'm going to share. I think this is one of the factor why I got depression, because there's a lot of reasons why people go in depression and like that. This is one factor. As I said, I have this ideal man. I imagine my ideal man, and it's like I have the blueprint in my imaginary, how it looks like, how he acts, how he says things, and how he behaves, and how and like that. While waiting for my knight and shining armor, that's how I imagine. And of course, I married my husband, and I got to know him when we lived together, because we are in a long distance relationship, 3.5 years. So it's that a distance of time. It's not enough for me and for him to get to know each other. When we started living together, that's where we get to know each other, and that's where I know him, and that's where I was like, what? So this is not the one that I desire and ideal. And so I keep on focusing on my ideal man early on our marriage. And what I did, I tried to change him. I tried to like squeeze him so he will be break down, so he can be mended and become whole again the way I want to. This is how I did in my early marriage. I try everything to change him. Of course, I help in a way I thought that would be easy, and it would be helpful. That's what I believe good for him at all, and it will support him at all, and that's what I believe. But I'm not really thinking how he feels about this, how how he feels, if this is okay with him. And at the end of the day, I did know that it choked him. It really choked him. So we are now in 16 years of marriage, almost in May. Uh, in our fifth year of marriage, or first 5 years, 6 years between that, we almost break up. We almost end our marriage, because I keep working the way I want him to be, especially when we have a child. I get frustrated that why he behaves like this, why he acts like this, why he approach me the way, not the way I want to be approached. It's all about me and me and me and me, and all about my focus. And I did realize that I'm hurting him, and I was so selfish and egoistic and self-centered, because I have this ideal man. What I did not realize at that time, Although I don't have the idea, because for me, I will tell you, you singles, if you are watching me right now, there's no such things as ideal man. It's just any ideal man in only exists in your imagination. It's only here. No. Because what I didn't realize the first earlier of our marriage, that I marry a man who complement my weakest, my weaknesses. So we are completely opposite that complement each other. And yes, that's the reason why we still married right now. We still marry, have each other right now, because I started to understand who he is, and I started to see how God sees him. So I stopped changing him. I give him the freedom. I said I'm sorry. And that frustrations, it's fade, slowly fade away. I'm not striving anymore to change my husband. Because to be honest, and this is the truth, you you we cannot change a single person, even your children. You only can show what the things that should be, but you cannot, you know. And that's what I realized. I cannot change my husband. What I can do is to accept him the way he is, his weaknesses, his imperfection, and then stop focusing on his negative sides. What I did, starting at that, when I realized, I start focusing on the positive things that my husband did to me. I start to focus. Until now, I choose, because my husband is not a perfect man. I choose to fix my eyes on the things that makes me smile and makes my love, grow and grow and more towards my husband. I focus on the positive side of my husband. I no longer become a fault finder, but I'm into the perspective of looking at the positive, brighter side of life. So that's, I believe, how my marriage until now is intact by the grace of God. But we're still working on it. We're still so at the end of this, I just wanted to tell you, I really have this, this is actually um yeah, that's my personal experience. You really have to love your husband. You really have to accept him, and you have to be honest and open to tell how you feel when he behaves like this and that. Don't swallow it, and don't try to, okay, it's okay. You understand your husband, you accept your husband, but you have to be open that these things that makes me frustrated, these things that makes me mad, you know, and don't try to change your husband. Don't demand your husband, like, because it's not fair. Your husband is also needs as well as you, a wife. So we need to understand that we need to complement our husband's weaknesses, and our husbands also to our weaknesses. And that's where that frustrations get fading away as a wife. I don't know if it makes sense to you. It's just like, it's breaking my heart, because I came to an abnormal family. I grew up without a father, and it breaks my heart when I heard my friends divorcing and like that. I will not judge, but it breaks. But somehow I share this, so you guys know that marriage is not a one time process. It's a lifetime, and it's by the grace of God and with prayer. And you cannot dance a tango alone. You need you and your husband to go through it and talk about what needs to be done in your family. And I'm telling you this, not because it's not because I am greater than you, I'm good at it. I'm still working so hard, and teaching myself, and I'm learning every day. as a wife, because being a wife is such a wonderful, sweet, but bitter also, right? So we have to accept, and that ideal man, it's not exist. It doesn't really exist in reality. You have to know that God give you your partner, your husband, to complement your weaknesses. It means that the person you have is a perfect match to you. You have to love your husband. You really have to respect and love and support and desire this, and be intentional that you only want to see the positive side of your husband. Because when you start thinking the negative, it will irritate you, it will frustrate you, it will give you a resentment, and it ruin your day and the weeks and the months. So just get over it. I hope this is very I hope that resonates you. Please give me a chat or a compliment or a comment, what you can see, and what frustrates you as a wife. That would be interesting to know, because I told you already mine, so I would love to know what frustrates you as a wife. And thank you for watching. I see who is this watching. Bordwani Akla. No. But anyway, that's all. And thank you. And see you next time. And I pray that God will continue to bless your marriage, and that whatever it is you're facing through, I pray that both of you will come into a solution of holding together and facing the current situation you are right now together, and with acceptance, with love, with humility and forgiveness. That's all I wanted to share. Bye.